Hello and welcome to Jive Talking with me, Disco Dan. On today's episode we'll be looking back at the action from the last 2 weekends here at House of Pain Wrestling, and we're going to kick things off with Hucknall on Friday the 8th of December. The show kicked off with the Black Sheep coming to the ring, interrupting the start of the show, and the shepherd Johnny Sharp said that the firm were calling them out, but they were there to call out the firm. This brought Joey Cement and Spike to the ring and said they weren't messing about and they were going to have a match right now, but it wasn't going to be 3-on-2, as they brought along a friend, one half of the Badly Dressed Boys, Davey Thompson. As the match went on, Spike and Johnny Sharp fought into the backstage area, and Davey Thompson managed to score a surprise roll-up on nice guy Will Roberts to pick up the win for the team. Up next, it was singles action, as it was the 4th match between Mr. Number 1 Niall Hind and the powerhouse punk Mikey McLovin, and Niall claimed that he did not tap out to McLovin in St. Anne's last month. As the match was going on, the referee got knocked down and Niall hit Mikey in the head with his number 1 gold medal. He then applied a submission hold and made it appear that Mikey was tapping out, meaning that Niall Hind picked up the win by submission. It was tag team action next, as Joseph the Fallen Star teamed with Mr. USA Lance Flashman to take on the Suntan Superman LJ Heron and the House of Pain Heritage Champion Nate Colt. Nate and LJ looked to have things in control when they hit a 3D on Joe Starr, but Flashman pulled him out of the ring and carried him off, meaning that they lost the match via countout. After the interval, the textbook student Kyle Crimson came to the ring and said that he had a gift for Kobe Woods in the form of a match. Kobe made his way to the ring and Kyle said that the match was not with him, and brought out his opponent, the Greek giant Gallus. Kobe put up one hell of a fight, but the size difference was too much, and Gallus hit a banzai drop to pick up the win. After the match, Kyle Crimson announced that he is entering the Rumble match in Hucknall next month, as is Gallus. In the main event of the evening, it was a tag team match with both the House of Pain Heavyweight Championship and Women's Championships on the line. As the Princess Lexi Olivia was injured, she had nominated Tristan Wheeler to take her place and defend the women's title for her. They were taking on the heavy hitter Harley Harris and her mystery tag team partner, her returning husband after 2 years off with a back injury, the pinfall wizard TJ Dean, where if Harley pinned Tristan, she would become the women's champion, or if TJ pinned Grayson, he would become the heavyweight champion. As the match went on under Christmas street fight rules, they tied Harley's hair to the bottom rope, leaving TJ in a 2-on-1 situation. There was weapons all over the place, including Lego, tinsel, Christmas lights and baking trays wrapped in Christmas paper. And it was eventually Harley freeing herself from the bottom rope and hitting a sky high on Tristan onto Christmas lights, Lego and a baking tray to pick up the win and become the new House of Pain Women's Champion. Moving on to Sawley now. On Saturday the 9th of December, the show kicked off with a 6-man tag team match as the Black Sheeps, Johnny Sharp and Will Roberts, teamed up with Matlock to take on the team of Joey Cement, Davey Thompson and Zach Roberts. And it was the Black Sheep picking up the win when Johnny Sharp kicked Zach Roberts with his kick he calls God's Own Boot to pick up the win for the team. Up next, it was singles action, and it had implications to that night's Rumble main event as Eli Valentine went one-on-one with the suntan Superman LJ Heron, where the loser of the match would be forced to enter the Rumble in the number 1 position. It was LJ Heron picking up the win after hitting a pile driver on Eli Valentine, meaning that Eli entered the Rumble in the number 1 position. We had another singles match next with Rumble implications as Team Textbook's Kyle Crimson went one-on-one with Jerry Jarvis, where the winner of the match would enter the Rumble in the number 20 position. And it was Kyle Crimson picking up the win after raking Jerry's eyes and hitting a bull hammer elbow to pick up the win and earn himself the final entry in the Rumble match. It was tag team action next as the Full Throttle champions Indigo Jones and Oscar Prospero teamed up to take on Disco Rave of myself and Rave Boy. It seems that Indigo and Oscar could not get on during the match, and this led to their downfall as they argued, and Indigo came charging at me, where I've avoided him, tripped him up and pinned him to pick up the win. In the main event of the evening, it was the 20-man Rumble match, where 2 men started in the ring and every 90 seconds a new participant entered, and you could only be eliminated by being thrown over the top rope and having both feet hit the floor. As the match went on, the final 2 participants were the Black Sheep's Johnny Sharp and the Screwdriver Zach Roberts, and it was Zach eliminating Johnny to pick up the win, earning himself a future title shot of his choosing. Moving on to Reneth now. On Friday the 15th of December, the show kicked off with a 6-man tag team match as Team Textbook of Dave Breaks and Kyle Crimson teamed with the House of Pain heavyweight champion Grayson Clay to take on Franco Fate, Davey Thompson and the returning Diamond Dave Andrews. And it was Franco Fate picking up the win for his team, pinning the heavyweight champion Grayson Clay for the 2nd month in a row. Up next, it was singles action as Mr. USA Lance Flashman went one-on-one with the suntan Superman LJ Heron. It was LJ picking up the win by disqualification when the Black Sheep attacked him. The Firm came running out to chase off the Sheep, and the Firm challenged the Sheep to a match right there and then, but there was some added stipulations to the match. If the Firm picked up the win, then Johnny Sharp would be forced to enter that night's Rumble match in the number 1 position. However, if the Black Sheep picked up the win, then the Firm are never allowed to touch Johnny Sharp again. But it was the Firm picking up the win, meaning that Johnny Sharp would be forced to enter the Rumble from number 1. Up next, it was a gauntlet match to see who would enter that night's Rumble in the number 20 position. The first 2 participants were Joseph the Fallen Star and Timberwolf, and it was Joseph Starr picking up the win as he illegally held onto the ropes during a pin attempt. The next participant was the juggernaut John Allens, and Timberwolf bit Joe Starr's ankle and he hopped into a huge clothesline from Allens, who eliminated Joe Starr. Up next, it was one of the co-Full Throttle champions, Oscar Prospero, and Indigo Jones came out to ringside and distracted the referee so Oscar could use the Full Throttle title to hit Allens and eliminate him from the match. The next entrant was Indigo Jones, so Oscar and Indigo played a game of rock, paper, scissors where the loser would lie down for the other, and it was Oscar winning the game of rock, paper, scissors, but Indigo rolled him up to eliminate Prospero from the match. It was Big Mike Wild entering next, and as he had Indigo up for a move, Oscar Prospero tripped him and Indigo landed on top to eliminate Big Mike Wild from the match. Big Mike was not happy with what happened and hit a huge double chokeslam onto both of the Full Throttle champions. The last entry was Reneth's own Kobe Woods, and it was Kobe picking up the win over Indigo to mean he would enter the Rumble match in the number 20 position. In the main event of the evening, it was the 20-man over the top rope Rumble match, where we saw a new House of Pain record set, as Oscar Prospero was eliminated in just 2 seconds during the match, beating the previous record held by both myself and Indigo Jones of 3 seconds. The match came down to the final 3 of both members of Team Textbook, Dave Breaks and Kyle Crimson, and the beast from the East Midlands, Franco Fate. Franco managed to throw Dave over the top rope, eliminating him, but Dave Breaks refused to leave ringside, and this distraction allowed Kyle Crimson to throw Franco out of the ring, meaning that Kyle Crimson won the Rumble match and has earned himself a title shot of his choosing in the future. Well, that is all I do have time for today, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time for some more Jive Talking.